with you over and over again. I don't care how or what, no matter how long it's in your mind. Don't tell me you're not the same person. You're always my husband and I've been waiting. Have I seen Epic the Musical? No. But that song has been playing over and over again all over TikTok and I can't get it out of my head. Montoya, por favor! Okay, hi! Welcome back to my channel. It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, I feel like I haven't talked in front of the camera for like so long, so it kind of feels awkward talking, but it's okay. We're gonna get through this. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jasmine. I am an aspiring romance author, and I usually post writing vlogs in my channel, but today I want to do something fun. I think it's about time that I discuss my favorite romance tropes as a reader. And honestly, Valentine's is just around the corner, and I feel like it's just time to do it, you know? To be perfectly honest with you, I am kind of nervous because I feel like I'm going to get judged based on the kind of tropes that I enjoy, but hey, whatever. Tier ranking all of my favorite book tropes, and specifically romance tropes. This is pretty extensive. I did the list myself. I think there's like 30 something ish lists in here, but I will try to give an example as much as I can. But anyways, let's get on to the video because this introduction is getting so long. Okay, so I have the tier in front of me. Do I have to explain what the tier is about? Okay, you know what? Let's do it. Let me quickly go through my tier. So at the top, I put fabulous. Give me 14 of them. This is usually an insta buy for me, honestly. It never fails to make me fall in love with the story over and over again, despite how cliche it is. The second to the top would be It's a Vibe. It's usually like my 4 stars, but I would enjoy it nonetheless. My third tier would be not my first pick, so this is more like a mid kind of trope where it's like I've read it before and I outgrown it, but for certain mood I would enjoy it. Yeah, and then second to the last would be I'm like this close to DNFing a book. Like I like to give tropes a chance, but sometimes when it's just not hitting, when it's not being executed properly, then I will like, you gotta go. At the very last, Montoya, por favor. I would be Montoya. I'd be running away from this trope. Montoya, por favor. I will not hear any of it. It's like my no touch zone. So let's start it. At the very first one. Wow. Okay, we are starting strong. Love at first sight. I will put this. Like it's not my first pick just because Love at First Sight is something that I kind of outgrown. There used to be like a shit ton of Love at First Sight kind of romance books when I was growing up, but now it's like not so much because people get the ick, and I was like, yeah, I hear you. But yeah, like this is not my first pick. Love at First Sight can be done good, especially if it's not like, you know, you're not shouting to the world that I love this person so much, like I fell in love with this person in the very beginning, blah blah blah. But okay, second one, Enemies to Lovers. Ooh, Enemies to Lovers will always be like, it's a vibe, honestly. I put this second to the top just because I don't see a lot of enemies to lovers in the kinds of romance genre that I read. These two tropes will work like very well in a mafia romance or like romantasy, but in contemporary it's like, what are you enemies for? It's still good though. Enemies to Lovers is really good. Okay, slow burn. I love me a slow burn. It's my first one at the top because there's just something about the pining and the yearning. It doesn't have to be where they totally hate each other. Like it's there, it's bubbling in the surface, and it begins to like smolder. You know what I mean? Slow burns are so good. You gotta mesh it with like any like other tropes. And I find that slow burn plus Grumpy Sunshine, that's the best. That's like the best. Friends to Lovers. Hear me out. Friends to Lovers for me is not my first pick. One of the tropes where I kind of exhausted myself. I've seen so many Friends to Lovers in media, and especially the kind of media that I used to watch. Back home, there's a lot of Friends to Lovers. I'm tired of it, but yeah, it's not my first pick. If there's Friends to Lovers, it's like, I'll give it a chance and I'll finish it, but I wouldn't 100% be like enjoying the book just because like I've seen it before, like I know where this is going. Love triangle? Yeah, this one is hell no. I don't like love triangles. I don't like love squares. I hate it. The thing too is like the love triangle is usually like, I don't know, it's not even like a viable option. You know what I mean? As the reader, you kind of have an idea who the main female character is going to end up with, but somehow you just still want to root for the second male lead, and that's where it sucks for you, or for me really, as a reader, because I know like my happy ending is not gonna come because this female character is going to choose the whatever, like the male lead or whatever. But yeah, like a love triangle has to be done like extremely well, and I don't think I've seen love triangles done well. Let me know what kind of romance book that have really good love triangle, but to be honest, I don't think I'd even read it. Grumpy Sunshine? Yeah. Give me 14 of them. Give me 14 of these. I love me some Grumpy Sunshine. There's just something about like a really like moody like moody guy who is like, don't talk to me kind of energy. And then there's this like really like uplifting, optimistic girl who's like I love everybody, I love making people smile kind of female character, and I love it. I eat it up all the time. I think I became so into Grumpy Sunshine when I was reading or watching Naruto. I know a lot of people shit on Sakura, and I love Sakura ever since. Sasuke and Sakura was my OTP, and they introduced me to Grumpy Sunshine. I'm sorry, that's just the best. Like ever since then, I always stick to Grumpy Sunshine. I always find myself reading Grumpy Sunshine books, and I eat it up all the time. Ooh, Touch Her or Die? Touch Her or Die? Yes. yes. I always go back to like that scene in Naruto where Sasuke is like, who did this to you? Remember that scene? If you've seen Naruto, you know that scene, what I'm talking about, okay? When I saw that scene, it awakened something in me where I'm like, oh. Yeah, like ever since then, I started loving that kind of trope. And I didn't even know that there's a name for it. I just know that there's a specific kind of scene that I like. And they go like, who hurt you? Who touched you? If you touch her, you will die. Anyway, I need to stop rambling. Okay, boss and secretary kind of trope. Honestly, this is not my first pick. Honestly, it's not, because it's one of those tropes where I kind of exhausted myself as well, because I used to read a lot of Wattpad stories where there's boss, like your boss and secretary trope was like everywhere in Wattpad. If not boss and secretary, it's like billionaire romance. So yeah, like I exhausted myself. But then again, it's not my first pick, but if it happens to be a boss and secretary pairing in a series that I'm reading, then I wouldn't oppose to it. I would still finish it, and I think I will enjoy myself. But yeah, I wouldn't like, if this is the first book out of a series, I will not pick it up. Hi babe, I'm making a video. Thank you. My husband just gave me a milkshake. Oh no, it's not milkshake, it's a smoothie. Thanks for the smoothie. A big blue? Oh, that tastes so good. Okay, so next one, small town romance. Oh, yes, I love it. Here's the thing though, I wasn't really a fan of small town romance until I started reading Elsie Silver. Her Chestnut Spring series introduced me to like a whole new world, to be honest. So if you haven't read Elsie Silver, she is notorious for writing small town romance, usually based in Canada. She's also Canadian, so it's just like big inspiration for me. She writes about small town romances, usually are like cowboys, and what else? She writes about farmers. A farmer guy? Oh my god. Honestly, like it's so good though. Give it a try if you are a fan of small town romance. Go read Chestnut Springs. But I feel like it's such a popular series that you can't miss it because it's everywhere. It's all over TikTok. It's all over Instagram. So bully romance? Yeah, no. Here's the thing, just to be completely transparent with you. When I was in high school, I used to read like manga that has bully tropes in it. It's this manga that introduced me to, like, it has an element of like bullying, where when I was younger I was like, oh my gosh, like, why is he so mean to her? Like, oh, just you wait, you're gonna like her back one day, blah blah blah. And I used to eat that shit up. But now that I'm older, no, you don't have to be mean to her in order to like show that you like the person.
The series is so popular in Asia that having only one live action adaptation is not enough. It has 6. And my personal favorite is Hanayori Dango with Matsumoto Jun and Inoue Mao. But for nostalgia, I would say the 2000 adaptation from Taiwan is the best.
Although I read one though. Oh my gosh, yes, I read one. Oh my, wait, I completely forgot I read a bully romance. Was it God of something? God of something. The first book of the series. I kind of closed my eyes the first few chapters because like I can't stand how the main character treats the female character. So still though, still the bottom of the totem pole. Arranged marriage. I might get a lot of hate for this, but I do find that it's a vibe. Arranged marriages? Yes, please. Contract is on the line? Yes, please. There's money on the line? Yes, please. It's a vibe though. I love it. I love arranged marriage tropes. Something about, like putting two people together that don't necessarily like each other in the beginning and slowly like each other. Slow burn. That's where you can put in the slow burn. That's why it's a vibe. So yeah. Yeah. What book was it that has arranged marriage? It was a book by two authors, by something Huntington, and yeah, this book, I read it during our trip in Japan and I ate this up. I finished the book in like 24 hours. I read it in 24 hours. So yeah, it was a vibe. I like it. Age gap? Okay, age gap is like, it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah. The thing is though, okay, age gap can be like, it's a very broad trope because there is an age gap where person A can be like 18, like turned 18, and person B is like 28, 29. I will like, honestly, I would run away from that. But say it's a romantasy and same thing, like 18, 19, and then the other character is like 300 something years old. Something about that just gives me the ick, but at the same time, I feel like I can kind of like read past it. But sometimes when there is like a big emphasis about like their age gap where it's like, okay, why just why, I'll probably be close to DNFing a book if mentioning their age gap is like all over the book. Why you even mention it? A lot of people like these kind of tropes and I don't want to yuck their yum. Personally, for me, I wouldn't. Honestly, it's not even my first pick, to be honest. Okay, this one too. Yeah, teacher and student. No. Yeah, teacher student, same thing with age gap. It's like there's just something about the age gap of a teacher and a student, like especially if it's like a high school student. Wait, no, there's no way. I don't think I've read. Oh wait, no, I did. Yeah, I did read a teacher and student manga. It always goes back to manga, I swear to God. The things I used to read are problematic nowadays. But there is a manga that I read where she is a student. How did she even end up in the teacher's house? I forgot the whole plot of the story, but I do remember that the female main character is a student. She's a high school student, and I think she's like 16, and the MMC is like a teacher. So teacher age, like obviously they graduated college, so at least 22 years old. Oh wait, there's even more. Card Captor Sakura. Oh my gosh, I remember 4th grade. She's in 4th grade and she has a crush on a high schooler. Even her friend, her classmate, has a crush on a teacher. This was normal back then, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. No. Accidental pregnancy? I mean, it's not my first pick, but I feel like if it's done well, it will do well. There is a accidental pregnancy book from Elsie Silver that I really love, and that's like my favorite out of the series. I think it's called Reckless, I think, where her name is Winter and the guy's name is Theo. They're my favorite out of the bunch. I should reread that book though. Like low key, I should. It's a really, really good book. The story is not just about Winter just getting pregnant all of a sudden. I love the story about Winter breaking out of this shell. She was trusted upon really by her mom. She was like in this really unhappy marriage. And then there's this guy, Theo, who is like, he's a free spirit really. It's just something about I guess their personalities really play a lot into the story. Having the accidental pregnancy, like I even forgot that there's a baby now. There's a baby there. But yeah, like honestly, pick it up. I love this month in that book. Okay. Stalker romance. This stalker trope, something about it that just gives me the ick, to be honest. Like, if your main character, your MMC, involves stalking the female character, no. I give this a try though, bro. Like, no. No. As a woman, like, can you like imagine if a guy likes you, but then you find out that he's been stalking you the entire time? I would be scared. Okay, redemption arc? Okay, here's the thing. Redemption arcs, I don't see them a lot in my recommended, but I feel like I will enjoy a redemption arc. I feel like I will. And I can see myself writing a redemption arc story. There's just something about like a broken hero, like, or he used to be the villain in somebody's story and now they're going through like a redemption arc. Wait, what am I saying? I actually read a redemption arc book. It was a monster romance book. It was the last book of the Duskwalker Bride series by Opal Rain, and that book is so good. I highly recommend it. I don't want to hear anything about monster romance hate here, okay? Like, we are a monster romance enjoyer here. The last book of the series, it has a redemption arc. And you know what? It was so good. It was written so well. I love it. It was actually one of the most enjoyable books I've read last year. Was it last year? I'm so happy I picked it up. Okay, so fake marriage and fake dating, honestly, go to the top. Anything fake marriage, fake dating, fake something, I will eat that shit up because, again, put the element of a slow burn in there, put the element of like a contract in there, 100% I will buy that shit instantly. It's so good. What kind of book have I read that has like fake dating? Oh my, I feel like they're everywhere, and they used to be everywhere in Wattpad too. And my first book that I ever wrote, that I ever completed, had fake dating in it, so it's a vibe to write. I love it. I love writing fake dating. It's so much fun. I should do that again. Royalty romance. So royalty romance is probably like, I will probably DNF it, to be honest. Like, I would read it, but I'll probably be like this close to DNFing it just because it's one of those tropes that I just outgrew. That's like second to the last. Secret Identity. This one is like not my first pick as well, just because I don't see it a lot. I don't see it come up a lot. There's only a couple books that I read last year that have Secret Identity in it. It was written so well. If I can remember those two books, I will put it up here, but I will put at least one because I remember that out the top of my head. I forgot the other one. One of Us is Famous. This one, I like that. I like that trope. The book that I read that has this trope was I'll put it here somewhere, by Tessa Bailey. Yeah, that one was a really fun, vibey summer read, and I enjoyed it. The guy is just, like a local fisherman, and the girl is from LA. She's an influencer, and she moves back to her mother's hometown, and things happen. And that was the very first book that I read from Tessa Bailey. I feel like that's the only book that I enjoyed from her, because I read the second book. It was like not as good as the first book, and then I read some other ones and it just didn't hit the same. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I would read this trope again, to be honest. Military romance. Military, like one of them is like a military guy or a girl or whatever. I feel like this one is the type of like, I'm gonna read it for curiosity, but I feel like I'll be like this close to DNFing it. This is not even something that I would even, pick up in the bookshelves. I want to say Barnes and Noble, but we don't have Barnes and Noble. This is not something I would go to Indigo and be like, yup, that's a book. That's the one I want. And honestly, the only military romance writer that I know, and I don't read any from her, is Rebecca Yarros. I've known it only because a lot of booktubers said that she used to write military romance before writing Fourth Wing, which, by the way, I have Fourth Wing. I haven't even cracked that book open yet, and I don't know when I will ever. One day, maybe one day. Holiday romance? Okay, here's the thing though. Believe it or not, I don't read a lot of holiday romance. Not my first pick. Is that weird? I feel like that's weird because everyone that I know or everyone that I follow at least like read at least one witchy book in a year, or like a holiday book, like a Christmas romance in 1 year. So okay, time travel romance. I don't know about time travel romance though. What is? Oh wait! Oh my God! Wait! Yeah, it's a manga. It's called Gakuen Alice. It's such an old manga. Like, give it a try if you are into mangas. But it's one of my favorite manga of all time. It has all the elements that I am looking for in a manga. It's feel good. It's angsty. Feel good and angsty in one like book is like intense. The beginning of the book is like super feel good. They're literally children. These are elementary students. They all go to this magic school. They're like protected by the government. The main character named Mikan goes to Gakuen Academy because her best friend Hotaru was transferred to that school. Yeah, things happen in that school. I remember when I was watching the anime and I was so bummed that it didn't get a second season. Like, I'm going to a tangent, but just hear me out. When I read the manga, I was crying by the end of it because of how beautiful the story was. It was just a wonderful story about friendship, about, like love, about sacrifice, and I guess just enjoying your youth kind of story. It's like a perfect blend of YA and dystopia at the same time. Because like, imagine going to a magic school that's controlled by the government. Like, it's insane. Next is Fated Mates. Okay, Fated Mates. Not good. Yeah, I will say like I'll be this close to DNFing because before I picked up Bride by Ali Hazelwood, that one I really, really enjoyed. I was hooked. I was hooked by the werewolf vampire story and I loved it. They were like fated mates. But the thing is like that I put it here at the very like close to the bottom just because I hate it when fated mates become this very like prevalent thing in the story where they keep repeating the word like mate all over again. Like I just don't like it. It gives me the ick. I like it when they're fated mates, but it's so low-key. And the way that Ali Hazelwood wrote fated mates trope into Bride was chef's kiss. Again though, that's only one book out of the many books that I read that has fated mates, and it's very rare that I will like fated mates. Okay, so Golden Retriever and Black Cat. This is one of them. This is one of those stories where it's just like, it's just a vibe, especially when it's like written well. I love like the opposite of the grumpy and sunshine. Something about a himbo guy and like a very tsundere kind of girl. Best friend's brother or brother's best friend? Wait. Your best friend's brother. Okay. I have to like think about it. This is giving Kissing Booth. That kind of trope. This is not my first pick, but I feel like with the right author, this will work. The way they tell a story, this can work. The only best friend's brother book that I read or I have in my TBR is Twisted Game by Anna Wong. I haven't gotten around that book yet, but I feel like I will enjoy that book just based on the premise of the book. Amnesia. Again, it's one of those tropes where I just exhausted myself, watch a lot of amnesia trope stories and it's like same thing over and over again, you know what I mean? Like amnesia is one of those things where it's in the book all throughout, like you can't escape it.
And the thing with amnesia is it has to be done well. Like these ones, for example. These are the best.
Sports? Oh, dude. Honestly, I've attempted to read sports romance. The only sports romance book that stuck with me was The Striker by Anna Wong. The other ones, like hockey romance, basketball romance, football romance, none of them stick with me. and I always DNF them. So yeah, I'll be like very, very close to DNFing a sports romance, unless maybe if it's something written by Anna Huang. Honestly, she broke the curse of me not finishing sports romance. Most of the time, I will DNF a sports romance because I don't know. Okay, second chance. Second chance is like, this is not my first pick either. Again, it's like one of those situations where it will work under, you know, when it's written well. I don't even remember. I have to think hard. Rivals to lovers? Yeah, this is a vibe. This is like the contemporary version of the enemies to lovers. I find that rivals to lovers in contemporary is more believable to people who just want the same thing. They're in competition. They're academic rivals maybe, or they can be vying for the same position at work. They want to get that same promotion and they're fighting for it, but then they ended up liking each other. And bad boy and good girl. This one, again, it's not my first pick. Happens to be a bad boy, good girl. I feel like I will enjoy it just because the bad boy can be grumpy. Maybe this is like the good girl is a sunshine girl and the bad boy is a grumpy guy. Probably wouldn't be my first pick, to be honest. If it's like a very, I don't know, badly written romance book, I probably wouldn't pick it. Okay, the main character is jaded about love. Yeah, that's a vibe. That's an angsty book. Something about angsty characters that just pulled me in. They just pull me in. It just does it for me for some reason. But I do love it when a character is like, no, I sworn off love. I will never love a person again. It cannot be me. And then they meet the right person. It's like, what do I do? It's just so fun to read about a character who says one thing in the beginning and then they do the other thing by the end of the book. Unrequited love. This one is not my first pick. Honestly, at this point, maybe just put it too close to DNFing. Like, what's the point? Or maybe in a situation where she fell first, but he fell harder kind of thing. Oh, I don't have it there. Oh, wait, I do. Oh my God. Yeah, you go down here. She falls first and he falls harder. Yes, that is a vibe. Again, like it goes back to the pining. You know what? Go to the top. Go to the top. You deserve to be on top. Yeah, there's something about the pining and the yearning, and it's even better if it's the guy who falls harder in the end. So, and then let's see, forbidden romance. Okay, yeah. Montoya, por favor. No. Forbidden romance is a whole new realm of romance genre, and my opinion on forbidden romance is that if that is something that you like, go for it, girl. Like, I support you 100%. I'm not gonna act here like as if I've never read a forbidden romance before. I gave it a try. I decided that it's not 100% for me, although, you know, like I would dabble occasionally on dark romance. I wouldn't pick up a book that has forbidden romance, like step sibling, like your stepdad kind of. I think what else is forbidden? Step something. Anything that has like the elements of, if I'm in the mood to read something forbidden, then yes, and I will enjoy it only at that time, only at that moment. But this is not the type where it's like I will pick it up any hour of the day. No, I have to be in a very specific mood to read forbidden romance. So, okay, friends with benefits to lovers. Friends with benefits to lovers. Is there a book that I read that has friends with benefits to lovers? I don't even remember. But I feel like this is something that I will not really truly enjoy myself. Maybe I will read it for curiosity, and hey, who knows? Maybe I will end up liking it, but just by the sound of it, I will not. So this is my tier ranking of the tropes that I enjoy. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of them, and if you have any suggestions of tropes that have slow burn, grumpy sunshine, touch her or die, fake marriage or fake dating, or she falls first but he falls harder kind of trope in a romance genre, let me know, because I need more books to stuff my Kobo/Kindle. So yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new about me. I guess it's kind of vulnerable to expose your tastes with books, just because, you know, like I feel like you get judged by people by the type of tropes that you read. And I already read romance, okay? Like, people are already judging me just by reading romance. Man, I write romance too. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your favorite tropes are. I'm so curious, or any of your favorite books that you enjoy, especially romance. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!